Hi everyone, I'm Courtney Atkinson. I'm a Salomon trail athlete. I began my career on the road, so I understand running fast, even up to the standard at being at the Olympic Games. But these days it's all about trail, and with shoes becoming more and more specific to the needs and the terrain and to the races, I think it's about time we go through this year's Salomon range and explain exactly what each of these shoes are for. I feel a little bit like a kid in this candy store with the new range here in front of me, but if you don't want to watch the whole video, this is what each shoe is made for. The Scentsy Fit 5, it's the all-rounder. So this is all about versatility, and if you're going to buy one shoe, this is probably the one you're after. The Ultra Glide 2 is all about cushion. If you're out there doing the long trail runs, the long trail races, this will be the shoe for you. Now, new to the range this year, the Thundercross, it's all about traction. So mud and those climates and conditions when you really need the grip. That's the Thundercross, and then the Pulsar Trail Pro 2. Now, this is the racer. So this one's all about propulsion and speed. It has a plate in it. If you're looking to go as fast as you can, that's the one you'll choose. So before we get in depth into each model, there's three things that I think make Salomon unique. The first one you'll hear about them talking is Scentsy Fit. Now you'll go, in the real world, what's Scentsy Fit? Well, simply, you can see these lines along the shoe here. What it's doing is, think of it like a seat belt for your feet. So as the quick laces pull together, this is like wrapping around your foot, putting it in and holds you great on the trail. And it's so important in trail because obviously when you've got the varying roughness, varying rock, roots, whatever you're in, you want your foot to be snug against the sole there and not moving anywhere. That combined with the quick laces, so obviously that's been around on Salomon's from as long as I can remember, but latch down, lock off, your foot's not going anywhere, obviously a lot better than the old road lacing systems. And then finally the energy foam. So Salomon's using now energy foam, so compared to, in this model, the Scentsy Fit 5 compared to the Scentsy Fit 4, you're going to find it a little bit more softer, a little bit more subtle, but great responsive and rebound rate as well. So let's start with the Scentsy Fit 5. I talked about this being the versatile shoe in the range. So it's the all-rounder. If you're only going to buy one shoe, this is probably the one that's going to do, you get most bang for your buck out of. It has changed since the Scentsy Fit 4. They're now using an energy foam in the sole versus Optivibe. Now it's a little bit more responsive foam, and it's also got, a little bit more cushioning. So it's a tiny bit softer than you'll find. However, you don't buy this shoe thinking it's going to be the softest shoe in the range. It isn't. It's made to be lightweight, responsive, good grip, feels great on the trails as much as it's not heavily lugged, so you can also run on it on the fire roads and road quite comfortably. So the Ultra Glide 2, this is probably the shoe I wear most out of the range and have done so over the past few years. It's all about cushioning, this shoe. So those long Sunday runs, your ultras, your 50s, this is the shoe out of the range that you would likely go to pick up. The best way I can explain this shoe is if I can run in a road shoe and then come back to this on the trail, it just feels very similar. It's just a solid shoe all round. It's got quite a lightweight upper, it works, obviously the Scentsy Fit and everything Salomon's known for. But the one thing that probably sets this apart from the other ones to a degree is this arc camber, or you can see, there's a bit of an arc in the sole of this shoe. And what that does is it just simply helps with a bit of propulsion. You just feel like you're always moving forward. And that's something I've really liked with the change in the range over the past, I think there's been a couple of years with this arc camber coming into the shoe. So definitely one of my favorites. However, the Thundercross, when you know, you know. You can see out of the range here, the one that's been used. I couldn't help myself. I took this out of the box and I had to wear it in the race. I was this muddy trail race up in North Queensland I was running on the weekend. So the Thundercross is the new one to the range. It's all about grip. Everyone, all Salomon lovers know the Speedcross and love the Speedcross. So take that Speedcross, combine it with the Scentsy Fit 5, and what you get is this hybrid shoe, the Thundercross. So I think for a long time to come, this is going to be a real staple of the range, and I would recommend at least going into the shop and trying it on, because I put it on my feet out of the box, and the next day I was literally out there racing in it, and it did not miss a beat. So 5mm lugs, a lot more aggressive. Still obviously has the R camber. You see it's more aggressive with the materials that they're using on the upper as well. It's even got a little bit of a debris guard up here through that you can, I don't know if you can see up here with the speed laces. But all round, let's not get into the technicalities of it. If you're going to run in a muddy race or a race where you need maximal grip or training, then this is the shoe for you at the moment. So for the speedsters out there, yeah, the quick runners out there, the Pulsar Trail Pro 2. Now I did a lot of racing in the original model. What Salomon have gone and done now is made it 40% lighter, so yeah, that's a win for a start. However, what you've got, three things here. It's all about propulsion. So there's a plate in the shoe, what Salomon call an energy blade. It's not a carbon blade like you find in a lot of the road shoes. It doesn't go throughout the whole shoe. It works in conjunction with the midsole to give you that trail feel still, but also help you with that propulsion. Couple that with the R camber we've talked about, you know, this feeling of moving forward throughout the shoe. And then obviously a really good thick energy foam in it. You know, it's quick, it's soft, you feel that straight away. The only thing I would say is this one compared to the rest of the range, you do feel like you're sitting back on your heels that little bit more. I do think it's probably suited more towards, you know, a mid-foot striker, someone moving over the ground a little bit quicker. So it's worth trying on, and if you're doing shorter races, this one's your go-to. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an overview of the purpose of each shoe and why there's actually multiple shoes in the Salomon range. If you had to buy the one shoe, the most versatile is the Centaur 5. That's what that's designed for. However, we got to the end, and if you want my personal opinion here and what I love running, at the moment, new's great. I've only got to, you know, do 2 hour 20 race in this thing, but if you live in Tassie or in the mud, you're going to love this Thundercross. Here's the, you know, I suppose what the catalyst for making it was, the Speed Cross. You know, they've obviously reduced the lugs a little bit, put in the lightweightness of this Centaur 5, and they've come up with what I believe is a shoe that's going to go a long way in the range for the next few years. But if I had to pick a shoe that I personally run in every day, it's this Ultra Glide 2. You know, it's soft. I recover well out of it. It feels very similar to the road shoes I run in. However, it's got the great contra grip of keeping me safe on the trails, and you know, I can run day in, day out in that shoe. So there you have it. What's next? So go and jump on the website, see which shoe's right for you. We'd love to hear your feedback, and happy running out there.